Saludos amigos, soy Obed Borrero, el Tech Guru, y hoy Google está lanzando una aplicación que se llama Datali, o Datali, como usted la quiera llamar. Es una aplicación destinada a ahorrar data, precisamente en estos días que hace mucha falta, ahorrar data de su plan celular o incluso también de su Wi-Fi. En el caso del Wi-Fi no es tan importante. ¿Por qué? Porque bueno, está conectada a su red. Pero en el caso del data, del plan de datos de su teléfono, muchas veces queremos saber cuánto va, si nos pasamos de los 5 gigas, de los 10 gigas, algunos tenemos planes ilimitados, pero aún así los planes ilimitados a veces tienen un cap, así que siempre es bueno saber cómo va el uso de nuestra data. Esta aplicación me pareció súper friendly, súper amigable, ya está disponible para Android desde el día de hoy. Nosotros tuvimos la oportunidad de hablar con el gerente de proyecto, Max Brandsburg, directamente desde California, en Silicon Valley. Gracias a Google por la oportunidad de una entrevista exclusiva aquí en Puerto Rico, en donde Max nos habla. Lamentablemente la entrevista es en inglés porque Max habla en inglés, pero Max nos explica bastante bien en este video cómo funciona la aplicación. Más adelante vamos a estar haciendo un video en español con todo el detalle, pero vamos a hacer esta entrevista y este adelanto para que usted de primera mano pueda ver esta aplicación, y si le gusta, descárguela porque nunca está de más el ahorrar un poco de data. Así que veamos.
Great, thank you very much. Nice to meet you. My name is Max Brandsburg.
Hi,
I'm
Max.
a product manager. Hi, thanks for joining. And apologies for speaking English. I know that was very impressive, by the way. Your Spanish there. Even though you're in Brazil.
Of course, it's great. Also, I was in Brazil in Belo Horizonte. Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
In your office, it's great.
So I'm a product manager on the Next Billion Users team at Google. And I sit here in California, actually. I spend a lot of time on a plane traveling around. Unfortunately, couldn't be there today, but I have spent a lot of time down in LATAM and around the world on working on the Next Billion Users initiative at Google. The Next Billion Users group at Google is really focused on developing products and services for the next billion users. Many of our apps and services have served the first billion users. We're fortunate enough to have over 1 billion users on 7 products that have been created by Google now. But our team has been formed over the last couple of years to really focus on the unique problems of the next billion users in places like Latin America, Africa, Asia, and around the world, facing very different problems. So this is the team I've been working on for a couple of years. Our team is excited to introduce 2 products over the next week. We're going to talk about both of them a little bit today. The first we're going to be launching on November 30th. It's called Datali, and it's focused on mobile data savings for users in these next billion markets.
Perfect.
So I'll talk about that a little bit first, if that's okay, and then we can jump to the second one.
Perfect. How is it? What is the name?
The name is Datali.
Datali. Okay.
Yep, and I'll just show that to you. So Datali is focused on mobile data savings. Like I said, this is one of the biggest challenges that we've seen for the next billion users. As we were looking around, we saw that a lot of folks have issues with mobile data. It's very expensive in a lot of these places compared to how much money people are making. It's very hard to understand mobile data. You know, what is a megabyte? What's a gigabyte? How do they get used by different apps? And it's very hard to control it. You don't know how to stop an app from using mobile data when you don't want it to use. And so these 3 challenges we've seen coming up over and over again. We've seen users take some really interesting and creative routes to controlling it. Sometimes turning on airplane mode on their phone so they don't get any internet access, rationing their own mobile data, all these things that are kind of helping them save, but really degrading their experience. And we on the Next Billion Users team, we're really focused on making sure that these users have the same high quality internet experience that everyone around the globe does. So this is why we've introduced Datali. If you're up for it, I'll just go ahead and present from my phone. Okay. And I'll show you the app.
It's perfect. It's great. Perfect. Let's see it.
Great. Let's see. I'll pull it up right here. And
yeah, perfect. I got it in my screen.
Great. So this is Datali. This is the home screen for Datali. And you'll notice right away that first pillar that I mentioned, understanding mobile data, is front and center. So I can see here on the home screen, my mobile data used today is the first thing that I see, 368 MBs. And then I see the 3 critical pillars just below that I mentioned. First is data saver, and I'll talk through what that is. This is about how to control my mobile data usage. Next is manage data. That's going to help me understand my mobile data usage. And then find Wi-Fi. This is how we help users save mobile data by connecting to great public Wi-Fi nearby.
Okay.
Okay. And below that, I'll just scroll down very quickly. I have a set of smart cards. And these smart cards are personalized recommendations for me using our smarts that we can provide to users about how they can save more mobile data. So I'll talk through first what these different pillars are. First, I'll tap into manage data here. And when I tap manage data, I can see very detailed level of information about my mobile data usage. So this is today. You can see that it's around noon in California. And I can see my hourly mobile data usage over the course of the day, back in time, and see my usage patterns over the last couple of days, which are all a bit different. Or I can drop down here and see weekly data. Right, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I had different usage each day. Or I can see my mobile data over the course of the month, and I can see I actually used 1 gigabyte of data this month, which
it's very
too much.
It's very small.
1 gigabyte, yes. I'm lucky to have good Wi-Fi around me.
That's good.
So I've only used 1 gig, but for a lot of people, they need to use more data than that.
Yeah, I know.
And so in addition to seeing data usage over time, I can also see my data usage by app. And this is a really, what's that, sorry?
No, sorry, I just say okay.
Okay, and so I can see that Google Maps use a certain amount of data, Facebook, Instagram, and this is, I can scroll all the way down and see the usage across all of the apps on my device, which is really helpful to be able to understand where's my data going. That's a common question that we hear from our users.
Okay.
So that's understanding my mobile data, but then even once I understand it, how can I control it? And that's where this big toggle up front comes on. So I'll show you what that looks like. I'm just going to tap that toggle. Data saver is on. So what does this mean? If I come back to this manage tab, I can see now that these locks have appeared next to each of my apps. And what that represents is that the data that was being used in the background by these apps, even when I wasn't using the apps, is no longer being used. And so this is where a lot of data gets used without users even knowing it. When Facebook is running in the background or Google Maps, it's actually using data, and I'm not even using the app. So when this lock is on, for example, next to Facebook here at the top, that means that Facebook is not using any data whatsoever. Now, if I want Facebook to be able to use data in the background, because there are some cases where I might want that, I can just go ahead and tap that lock and unlock it so that I can use data in the background.
Great.
So that's a pretty powerful way to control my mobile data usage. We've seen, in fact, in our early tests that about 30% on average of a user's data is used in the background. And so this feature itself saves on average about 30% of a user's data. That's huge. It really adds up. And so just by turning data saver on, you can save about 30% of your data. Now that's the data saver feature from within Datally, but there's another piece that I'm really excited about, which is even outside of Datally, when you're using other apps, you might want to understand and control your data right then and there. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. If I just flip over to, say, Instagram, another app that I use a lot, I guess I recently searched for dogs, and I'll tap into the dogs of Instagram hashtag. And I can see it loads like normal, but I can see this bubble has appeared on the right-hand side. That's the data saver bubble. Okay. And you can see it's sort of acting like a speedometer for my mobile data usage. It's showing me exactly how much I'm using in real time. So as I scroll down, that bubble is accompanying me and showing me now I've used 7 MBs, just looking at this list of dogs. And if I tap into that bubble, I have real-time information about how much data I've used in that session in Instagram. And I have the options to either view more, which will take me back to the Datally app, or to block data right then and there. So it's not using anymore. So I'll tap block data, and I can see that lock appears, and now no more data is being used by Instagram. So again, for our extremely data conscious users in Latin America and Africa and Asia and other parts of the world, this is an extremely useful feature. It gives them real peace of mind that no data is being used in this app.
Very nice.
Then I can unlock it, and I can, of course, sort of move this bubble around the screen wherever I want to, or if I want to, I can even dismiss it. So I've just dropped it to the bottom and dismissed it. So that's understanding and controlling data. The third piece that I mentioned was saving mobile data. And so there are those moments, even after you've controlled data, where you want to be able to save it and find ways to use much more, watch videos or do other things. For that, we help users find great public Wi-Fi nearby. So I'll just tap Find Wi-Fi. And what I see here is a list of public Wi-Fi networks that are near me. Some of which I'm directly in range of. So that top one, Google Building 1000, I'm in range of, I can connect to directly. But others are just near me, right? I might have to walk maybe 0.9 kilometers in the case of Foz, a Mediterranean restaurant that's nearby. But if it means that I can get free public Wi-Fi, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it for me to walk over there. So what we find with our users is, if you can show me that there is a Wi-Fi hotspot at a restaurant or a cafe nearby, I would love to be able to go there and connect to it. Now, you'll see also on this top one, there are thumbs up and thumbs down in the top left. And what this is showing is that after users connect to Wi-Fi through Datali, they'll actually rate the Wi-Fi networks as either positive or negative. And what this does is it helps us improve our recommendations about which Wi-Fi networks folks should connect to, so that we're really only recommending high quality public Wi-Fi networks.
That's great.
So I'll pause there. Those are the key features of Datali, helping you understand, control, and save your mobile data. And I want to introduce you to another app, but before I do, I wanted to pause and see if you had any questions about that.
Yes, I like it a lot, and I have a question about, it's gonna save data, for example, when you are browsing. If you go to a website that I have videos or pictures, it's gonna compress the content, or you don't have the options there?
So the Datali app itself does not compress content from the website.
Okay.
What it does is it helps you control at a very granular level if you want that site to use data or not. So I can say if I'm browsing in Chrome and I don't want it to use data, I can block data for Chrome directly. The other feature we have is in Chrome itself, the app, we do have a data saver mechanism that can compress data directly.
Yeah, that was my question, because in Google Chrome you can say, okay, I don't want to use the full the full picture or the full amount of data on this website. Okay.
Yep, and that's a different form of helping users save data that Google's also pursuing.
That's great, perfect. And so when it's gonna be live?
So it'll be live on the 30th. Of November globally.
Okay.
It's actually we've been testing it in a very small scale test in the Philippines for the last 4 or 5 months. We didn't market it at all. It was just tiny. We wanted to get a few thousand users on it, and we found that we actually have about 500,000 users on it. They were so excited about it. They're saving, like I said, about 30% of their mobile data on it. Really positive signs coming out of this small test. And so we're excited to bring it global on the 30th.
Perfect. That's great.